Disney princesses are some of the most famous and beloved movie characters of all time.
I'm Snow White.
Snow White, the princess?
Yes.
Whether we're talking about old princesses like Snow White or Sleeping Beauty, or ladies from the new generation like Frozen's Elsa or Tangled's Rapunzel, fans seem to think they know all there is to know about their Disney princesses.
I don't think I can do this.
It's all attitude.
Well, we're here to challenge that by bringing you some mind-blowing facts about these famous animated women.
You can't run from this!
Enjoy this video and be sure to leave us a comment below, subscribe to Screen Rant, and click the bell to join the notification squad. Here are 10 secrets about Disney princesses that will blow your mind. And before we start, can you guess this movie from these emojis? Stay tuned for the answer at the end of our video. Beauty and the Beast. With more and more footage dropping every day, the world can't wait to see the live-action adaptation of Beauty and the Beast. And from what we've seen, it looks like Emma Watson will knock the part right out of the park. Belle is definitely one of the most unique Disney princesses of all time, and she's actually the one princess who has hazel eyes. In her own movie, Belle is the only character in her town who wears blue, and this is to signify that she's an outsider. During the conception and creation of Belle, it was also very important that the princess would always have a wisp of hair falling in her face, to signify that she's not perfect. Belle certainly is one of a kind, and here's hoping Emma Watson does the iconic character justice. Frozen. Frozen introduced us to one of the most complex Disney princesses of all time in Elsa, and it turns out that the original script actually had Elsa slotted as the villain of the film. This apparently changed after the iconic song Let It Go became a hit amongst the filmmakers, and they decided to turn Elsa into the empowering princess we now know and love. Elsa was also one of the more complex characters in terms of animation too, as she actually has 420,000 individual hairs on her head. To put that into perspective, Rapunzel, aka the princess who's famous for her hair, only has around 27,000 individually animated hairs on her head. The Little Mermaid. Other than the fact that it is indeed happening, we don't know much about the upcoming live-action adaptation of The Little Mermaid. One thing is for sure though, and that's that the film better feature the iconic song Part of Your World, or there will be riots.
Wish I could be part of that world.
Interestingly enough, this famous song almost didn't make it into the original animated film, and the story behind this is pretty bizarre. Apparently, during a test screening of the underwater film, kids seemed quite bored during Part of Your World, which made Disney executives question its inclusions. Luckily, cooler heads prevailed and Walt Disney Studios decided to keep the ballad in the movie, which we have to say was definitely a good decision. Cinderella. One of the most iconic Disney images of all time is Cinderella's castle. It's in the logo, and it's the centerpiece of Disney World, and all of this is no accident. Walt Disney actually admitted that Cinderella was his favorite Disney princess of all time, and he went even further to say that the scene where we see Cinderella's dress transformation was his favorite piece of animation ever. That's pretty high praise for a character to receive, and it makes sense, as Walt famously said that he identifies with her story and struggle. We guess it makes sense why Cinderella was the first Disney princess to be given the live-action adaptation in 2015. The Princess and the Frog. The Princess and the Frog brought a lot of firsts to the world of Disney princesses, as it introduced the world to the first African-American princess, as well as the first princess who actually had a job. Annika Noni Rose did a great job bringing Princess Tiana to life, but did you know that Beyoncé almost voiced the princess? Allegedly, the pop icon didn't think she should have to audition for the role, which we can understand, but ultimately this ended up costing her the part. We guess that Queen Bey just didn't want to stoop down to Princess Bey. Snow White. Snow White was the first feature-length animated Disney movie, and it introduced us to one of the most famous characters of all time, Snow White. The princess is not only the youngest Disney princess of all time, but she's also the only one to actually have her own star on the Walk of Fame. Adriana Caselotti, the actress who voiced Snow White, was only paid $20 a day for the role. This sounds criminally low, but in 1937 it was actually a pretty good salary. 80 years later, there have been many different adaptations and interpretations of the famous story, but when it comes down to it, nothing compares to the original. Pocahontas. Although there have been tons of questions about how historically accurate the events of Disney's Pocahontas are, it still remains true that she's the only Disney princess who was actually a real person. On top of that, Pocahontas also happens to be one of only 2 princesses who have multiple love interests in their film. Both Kocoum and John Smith court Pocahontas in her movie, which causes quite the love triangle. The other princess with this distinction is Frozen's Princess Anna, who was famously pursued by both Prince Hans and Kristoff in her story. Aladdin. Aladdin is another movie on the long list of Disney films slated to have live-action adaptations on the way. And with characters this unique, we hope they're able to find the right talent. Jasmine is a very exciting princess, and did you know that she's actually the only princess to ever kiss a villain? This became the case when she kissed Jafar. Anna from Frozen actually came close to joining her, but her and Hans never actually kissed, they just sang together. Another interesting fact about Jasmine is the fact that she and Mulan are the only princesses to wear pants instead of the traditional princess gown. Mulan. Mulan is undoubtedly the most badass Disney princess that we have ever seen, and it probably wouldn't surprise too many fans to hear that she is the princess with the highest body count of all time. But did you know that she's actually the Disney character who has overall taken the most lives? Yes, in her original film, Mulan ends up taking the lives of nearly 4,000 Hans and horses, leaving just 6 alive. This is a pretty incredible number of kills, especially when you consider the fact that Mulan was almost not allowed to fight in the war at all. Mulan presents a very empowering female lead who we do not want to mess with. Tangled. Tangled is a great movie, and the filmmakers did a great job of staying true to the original story of Rapunzel while also adding in a ton of fun new stuff. All of the detailed animation used for Rapunzel's iconic hair was impressive. But there was another detail that fans may not have even noticed that really showed off how much care was put into this flick. Mother Gothel's dress is specifically designed to be clearly from the Renaissance period, and this is no accident. Tangled is set in 1780, several hundred years after the Renaissance, so the presence of the old dress is actually there to emphasize how long Gothel has been living. And with that, we've made it to the end of our list of 10 secrets about Disney princesses that'll blow your mind. Which one of these sneaky facts shocked you the most? Who is your favorite Disney princess of all time? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Screen Rant for more fun videos like this one. Thanks for watching.